You know, when we think about Lent, our minds usually jump to what we're giving up, right? Chocolate, social media, you name it. But what if that's not the point at all? What if it's actually about finding something? Like, what if this whole season is really a quest to answer one of the biggest questions we could ever ask? I mean, that's a huge question, right? People spend their entire lives trying to nail that one down. And what's so cool is that this ancient tradition, it actually points to a surprisingly simple and really powerful answer. And it all kicks off with this very basic idea, a call to come home. Okay, so let's look at the first piece of the puzzle. It comes from way back, from the ancient prophet Hosea. And when he talks about this journey, it's not about packing your bags and going somewhere. Nope, it's all about a change of heart, a total shift in how we're oriented, how we live day to day. It's all packed into one little word, return. Simple, right? But return from what? Well, Hosea talks about returning from infidelity. And hang on, because that word might not mean what you think. It's not just about relationships. It's about all those times we get off track, when we pour our energy into things that just don't last or don't really matter. And the promise, if we do that, if we make that turn, it's incredible. It's healing. So you can see the dynamic here. It's super clear. On one side, you've got the problem, this infidelity, this state of being turned away, feeling disconnected. But on the other side, you have the promise, healing, the path to becoming whole again. It's a straight line. Hosea is basically saying, hey, the way to get whole starts with just deciding to turn around. But that leads to the big question, doesn't it? If we're turning back, what are we turning towards? All right, to get the answer, we got to fast forward a few hundred years to the Gospel of Mark, because this is where that destination becomes totally crystal clear. We're going from a kind of general idea to a super specific instruction. Just try to picture this for a second. You've got this expert in the law, a scribe, and he asks a question that just cuts through all the clutter, all the hundreds of rules and traditions. He's basically asking, what's the number one thing? If we only get one thing right, what should it be? And the answer? Well, it's so simple, it's profound. It's not some complicated list of rules. It's just 2 steps for your heart. Step 1, love God. Step 2, love your neighbor. And here's the key. These aren't 2 different things. They're presented as one single unified answer to what matters most. Okay, so here's the aha moment. This is where we put it all together. You take that call to return from Hosea, and you combine it with that 2-part instruction from Mark. And what do you get? You get what our source text calls the dual mandate of love. And that is the absolute core of what this is all about. This whole journey, it's not just about self-improvement or personal discipline. No way. It's about actively practicing and deepening this 2-sided love. This is the destination we are all called to return to. Just look at how this breaks down. It's perfectly balanced. It's not like mostly love God and then, a little bit of love for your neighbor on the side. Nope, it's a 50-50 split, perfectly equal. You've got the love that goes up toward God and the love that goes out toward other people. They're presented as 2 inseparable halves of the same thing. You really can't have one without the other. They're like 2 sides of the very same coin. Okay, so that's the big idea. It's ancient, it's powerful, but how do we make it personal? How do we actually do this today? Well, the source we've been digging into actually wraps it all up in a really short, simple prayer that just nails it. Let's just break this down. Heal our infidelity. See that? That's Hosea's call to return, right there. It's asking for that healing. And then, inflame our love for you and neighbor. Boom! There's the great commandment from Mark, that dual mandate. It's amazing, right? The whole spiritual journey we just talked about, captured in just a couple of lines. And that really brings it all home for us. This isn't just some interesting idea to think about. It's a challenge, a call to action. We've seen the what, this balanced dual love, and we've seen the why, because it's the one thing that truly matters. So the only question left on the table is for you. If this is the goal, where are you going to start?